Dr. Ike, you've lived in America and Europe for more than 2 decades now. That implies that you would have interfaced with governments in one way or the other. What is your understanding of parliamentary representation in those climes?
The fundamental rule of the representative parliament representation is to make laws. They propose bills that relate to their constituent needs, the needs of the people of the community, or the things that they proposed during the election campaign and that were accepted. Of course, that was why they were voted in. So they would propose the bills on the floor of the House. They would debate and vote on those bills. If it's accepted, the president would need to sign on it to be making laws. So that's their fundamental role to play in the community and the country. In addition to that, they do have constituency offices, which brings them very close to the people of the community. So there's really no gap between the people of the community and their representatives, because there's a direct office. They have offices in each local government and even each ward. So constituents with general problems, basic problems come there, and they're able to address most of these problems. That's one of the things that they do. Aside from that, they do have oversight role to play, trying to balance the government, the executive and the judiciary. They kind of balance the 3 arms of government. They do have the oversight, so people don't go out and spend money on budget or have immigration issues and things like that. They call back the chief executives of those organizations to answer questions about their ministries and what they do.
It is no news you're vying to represent Anyocho Shumili in the National Assembly under YPP. The Nigerian representation is a different environment altogether. Though you were born in Nigeria, you are conspicuously available in Nigeria here most of the time. What is your understanding of government of representation here, or parliamentary representation in Nigeria?
The politics, the parliamentary politics or representatives in Nigeria, we still have to remember that we borrowed this system of government from those climes. So in the books, all the things that the other climes, the representatives are doing, are things that our representatives are supposed to do, one way or the other. Most of our representatives do their best towards this. The only thing there is that they have additional role to play because of the failure of the central government or the state government to provide the basic needs and amenities for the people. Things like roads, electricity, water. The government have not provided that. So that kind of adds on to their burden of what to do. But what I found out about our representatives here is that because of the way the elections are conducted before now, especially the primary elections, they owe the election to very selected few, extremely few individuals. You have a constituency that have over 100,000 registered voters, and then when they do the primaries, only 100 people decide who goes in to do this, and of course then the party goes ahead, use their financial muscle to rig their way in. So for that reason, when the representative is out there to satisfy those people, few influential people who help them out. So they go in and say, okay, you come from village B, let me go in and give you a towel, even if you have a health center that does not have medical supplies. So that's why it becomes kind of worrisome to us and to me personally that this shouldn't be the way to go. We should meet with the people, talk to the people. And I've heard a few candidates say that this election 2023 is going to be different. this is something that you're going to go to the people. We've gone past the stage of primary. We all have tickets now. We're all candidates. Now it's not the people that will judge. There's no supremacy in the party as it is. We all have structures, and we all have what it takes to run through with the election. So it's going to be different in 2023, but the problem we've been having, and I feel for representatives in this country, because like I said, they actually have additional problems than the representatives in the other climes. But they don't even do the basic problems. They don't even handle the basic rules effectively, let alone to make attempts at the additional issues that they do have. So that's why the whole thing is so messed up. We can't just continue like that. And that's why people like me from diaspora are coming in to say, let's leave our footprints in the sands of time. This is what we owe our people. I've been abroad for almost 3 decades. Successfully been abroad for almost 3 decades with grown kids, with family, with businesses, and I've had my NGO, my foundation here that have given me the opportunity to reach the grassroots. Because when we do our corporate social responsibility, we go into the grassroots to find out what their needs are. The grassroots are our stakeholders. But our stakeholders are not the elites, the grassroots, the unemployed graduates, the students, the trader, the Okada rider. Those are our stakeholders. So it's reachable. We have the resources to do this, and that's why we've decided that we're going to go in through our party, the Young Progressive Party, and ask for the people to vote us in order for us to properly represent them. House of Representatives need to have constituency offices everywhere, visible constituency offices everywhere. You can't solve everybody's problem, but at least you have to show that you have the commitment to do this. You have to show that you have the benevolence to do this. For me, I believe and I know, based on my privileged position, and I've talked to people in the House of Representatives, that we have the resources to do this. It's not about going abroad with your family and paying 28 million naira to fly them to Dubai and the US, and then you can't spend that same money to have a borehole in 2 or 3 places that will have lasting impact, that will live beyond all of us. I won't be doing things like that. I don't need to try to prove anything to anyone, because to start with, my kids they were born there, so it's not like I took them there or anything like that. So we're not going to wake up and go and spend that much money that we can use in the place. And I've been spending my hard-earned money in my foundation, because being benevolent is a natural thing. You don't wake up and you're building, one of the things you're building, just build a church and say, okay, let people come in and praise God and worship God. Because we all still need to report at the end of the day. So it's not about accumulating wealth and just doing that at the detriment of people who cannot even afford to spend $2–3 a day. And then we're spending millions and millions. We have the resources. So we need to get it right at this time. We need to get it right. And we're going all out to let the people know that, yes, you do have a choice. You do have a choice this time around. It's not, oh, I'm not going to vote, it's not going to count. No, it's going to count. And you do have a choice to choose people different. You can't have the same people since 1999. If you want to get a better result and a different result, you got to do something different. If you do the same thing, you will get the same result. I don't have any problem. I come in, I spend my money, I spend my time, and but I want to make things better. Instead of using just my personal resources, I want to use their resources for them. I want to bring in foreign private direct investment from diasporans like me, who if I'm elected and I'm there, I will communicate with them. I will meet with them. I've lived in the United States for so long. I've not seen my own representative come in and say, oh, he's in Ohio, or he's in New York, he's having a town hall meeting, he wants to know what these people are doing. Some people do it, but I know that the ones in this area, they don't do it. So you are not harnessing the potential. We have these financial resources. We have this talent. Nobody's coming out to talk to them because they already feel inferior to them, and they feel guilty because they know they failed their people back home. These diasporans are the people sustaining their people back home. It's not what is coming from the ground. It's not what is coming from our society. It's not what is coming from, it's not our commonwealth. Our commonwealth is being taken away by just a few individuals, and then people go out in diaspora and work day and night to sustain their own families here. These are facts. These are things that we all know, but it should change. We can harness the diaspora talent, the resources, their finances by mixing with them, getting them to be stakeholders in this journey, to be stakeholders in this constituency, because they are stakeholders too. Get the actual grassroots people to be stakeholders. Talk to the Okada guy, talk to the hairdresser, know what is going on with them. We don't just go in and buy 100 clippers, give to them, and you're gone. That's not like electricity. That's nothing. There's no shop to barb and all that. And it shouldn't be an election time town hall. You know, we should have a constant communication between the constituents and the constituency representatives. That should be the way to go. There's not going to be an election time town hall just to get the votes and they are gone. In the next 4 years they come back again. No. And there's no monopoly of knowledge. There's no monopoly of knowledge. If people have been doing this since 1999, I've been in government one way or the other since 1999, and things are still what it is. Why don't we try and give other people a chance to do it and change the narrative as it is? I do have at least 2-3 contestants in this particular race that have been in government one way or the other since 1999. What else are they bringing in that they've not been able to bring in? We are coming in to do this with so much knowledge, so much experience, so much corporate experience, and we know definitely that a vote for YPP for the Federal House of Representatives in the 2023 election will be a vote for accountability. It will be a vote for credibility. It will be a vote for benevolence and dedication, because we're dedicated to achieving a lasting solution to most of our problems. When I come back to my own local government, and I'm saying that we still have water issues at this age and time. In the days of my own father, almost 40 years ago, they had a bowl, and the people still go to that same one bowl to fetch water and buy water from there. I mean, these are things that our representatives should be able to resolve. Those are problems for us. We have bad roads, and we've seen the impact. I know that it's not the job of the House of Representatives to tar the road, but it can influence it. Even in the other climes, they influence it. They put in their own projects. They call it POC projects and things like that. So you put in your own projects and make sure that your people get what they want. That's what they want. That's what is going to change their life. Empower them. That is the true empowerment. That's the true empowerment. Because once we do that, they can get their products, their produce from the farms to the markets with less problems, lower transportation costs. These are things that we need to look at. We definitely need to get it right now. We cannot continue in this situation as it is. It's not sustainable. It's going to break us. Our constituents, our stakeholders, the ordinary people with PVC should go out on that day, February 25, and vote for YPP for the Federal House of Representatives. We are going to definitely make a difference, as I promised to you.
We have seen politicians say so much, promise so much, and do different when they get into power, especially those in diaspora. Like the saying goes, if you can't beat them, you join them. Why should Anyocha Oshumili trust you, Dr. Ike?
For me, like I said, this is not a personal ambition. This is a call to serve. This is a feeling that I can do things that will live beyond me. Anyocha Oshumili can trust me because, to start with, I'm not looking for something new in my life. Apparently, I'm 56 years old. In the United States, in 4 years, I'll actually be a retired person, and I will have resources to keep me till I die. Yeah, social security, and those are some of the things that we're looking to introduce in our parliamentary discussion. So I do have those things already working for me. It's not something that I had to create. It's something that is just there. So when I come in, I'm not going to just accept what they want, because I don't have any reason to do that. There's no reason to do that. If it's not going to be for my people, if it's not going to leave my name in the footprints of time, then you're not going to find me there. I decided not to support the PDP presidential candidate simply because it's a northerner replacing a northerner. This is something that it's not just possible for me to change my mind. Even if I was in PDP today, I won't support him. I'll support someone else. I'm very independent. You know, I'm very, very independent. You know, so even where I work actually for myself. So you know, I work for myself. I go for what I want, and I've been blessed, and I give God the glory. You know, so that's very important. I'm not looking to get, you know, crazy properties everywhere, all over the world. That's not my interest. That's not my interest. But I do have what I need to live a decent life. I've lived a decent life. I've gone through this process in 2018. Before 2018, I've been in it, and I've not collected a dime from anybody. You say, oh, this is what I want to give to you, and all that. A few friends may decide, okay, let me buy a few t-shirts for you. But I have the resources. I actually do have the resources to take care of myself, to run my election. So me coming in, I don't believe in all those gang and having stupid friendship and doing things that doesn't make any sense. Just like what I said, I've seen people who take 3 children, their wife, go to Dubai, go to the United States, and spend 28 million there just buying tickets. It doesn't make any sense when you can do 2-3 bottles that will have everlasting impact. I already passed that stage in my life, and for that reason, I can tell you that I'm not going to join the bandwagon. You can hold me on to that. That won't be an issue. It's not something, when you ask something like that, it's kind of difficult for me to answer, because I just don't see any sense in it. If it's something that I was going to do, I would have been doing it even by now. You understand? So because I've had the opportunity to just join the bandwagon and just do the things and just go with the flow and get a little thing here and there and just do what I want to do. No, but that's not the case. I've not allowed that to be my way to go. So there is nothing that I'm looking for that I don't have. God has blessed me, blessed my family, and will continue to give glory to God for what He has done. We are very satisfied with what we have. When I first came back the first time, I didn't even see building houses as being a big deal. In fact, I'm not going to sleep on more than 1 bed. I built a 4-bedroom, but you know, the people say, oh, you should have something more. They say, okay, well, no problem. Let's get a little bit something more. But it doesn't go beyond just sleeping on your bed and going out and doing your own thing. No. So it doesn't go beyond that. But aside from that, I do have my own resources. I mean, I do have my own comforts. I'm not, you know, I don't make myself uncomfortable. I'm not going to tell you that. And I do spend money when I need to spend money. You know, being a giver is a natural thing. It's not something political. I want to learn it. No, this is something that I've done even as a child, even as growing up. I've done it, you know. I mean, you can imagine what it means being abroad for 29 years and you have all your family here. So I've been part of their life. I've been, you know, a major pillar in their lives and the lives of my people in the best way that I can do it. That will continue. So joining them will not be an issue. We won't be doing that. That much I can say to you.
Change the dynamics of election in Nigeria, and from what I see going on, Nigerians are not in denial of the sweeping effect of P2B's presidential movement, and so are most of you in diaspora. We've equally noticed affinity with P2B movement in your billboards, Obediently YPP. Care to give us insight into what this is about? So, with the electoral law, especially when it comes to the area where you transmit results from the polling unit. So the election is back to local. It's not a polling unit thing. I was in the 2019 elections and I know what happened in my polling unit, and of course they had to bring it to the local government, and things happen between the polling unit and the local government. Good news is that that won't be the case now. If a party is able to have a polling agent there that is strong enough to hold his ground, if he has 2 votes or 50 votes, they all get counted, it goes to the server. We have our own server. We have our own situation room. So as election is ending, we're not waiting for INEC to declare, because we already have people at the polling unit. We have 430 polling units in the whole of Hanacho Shimili Federal constituency, and we're going to have polling agents there. They're going to send out the results. So that's a good one for INEC, and I'm glad that these guys, the House of Representatives that signed it, I can tell you that it doesn't look like they knew what they were signing, because most of them started doing things in the opposite direction. As far as with P2B, it is what it is. This is the rave of the moment. It's a movement. In the course of moving with the Enuani people in their Nyocho Shimili, my representatives, my employees, my staff, the party members are seeing a correlation between my character and that of Peter Obi. They are seeing a correlation, a positive correlation. They are seeing the need to create a synergy between both teams. And they are seeing agreements. They are helping out. They're telling me they are obedient. You know, they're obedient. And I see reason with them. I see reason with them. You know, and I believe that on their own individual basis, they are partnering. The power belongs to the people. The power belongs to the ordinary stakeholders. They believe that P2B is the man of the moment. P2B is the one that can get them in the right direction. And they believe that I can do it in the Federal House of Representatives. If I'm elected, I will support P2B government in order for him to achieve the purpose for Nigeria, taking Nigeria away from consumption to production. That's the way to go. We have the capacity to go to production. So we should go away from just consuming and start producing for ourselves, and that will put our country in the right direction. Yeah, definitely we are obedient. We're happy for that, and we're looking forward to a nice campaign period. We have more work to do because we are coming from a party that's relatively unknown. But the good news is that we have the spirit, we have the capacity, we have the people who are willing to walk door to door. And we do it every day, and we're moving out, and we want to touch all the areas of Aniocha Oshimile, the 4 local government, all the villages, and in the Enuani Yafuain, they will see us. We will have the chance to talk to them, and they will have the opportunity on February 25, 2023 to put their finger on YPP for the Federal House of Representatives election. Thank you. Well, much of that said, Mr. P2B's quest to govern Nigeria is the most intriguing conversation in Nigeria today. What is your perception of the man, P2B?
Yeah, I've known him. I've kind of followed him all the time he was a governor, and I've heard all the things that he said. He's very prudent, a lot more prudent than I am. But yeah, I believe that's what Nigeria needs at this time. But aside from personal being prudent and all that, that alone can solve our problem. But the idea of making sure that we expand our production base, so that's really what can resolve all this problem. So we are not going to go out and be importing toothpicks and be importing things that we can actually produce. And with that, that's what I actually agree with him, because when we're doing that, we will reduce the need for dollars, and that will reduce the value of dollars, which will be better for our economy and be better for the ordinary people. You know, like I said, I cannot overemphasize on that. I'm a YPP person, I'm a party person at the same time, but I know that P2B is good for the country. My constituents tell me it's good for the country. I believe what my constituents are saying. I've given them the go-ahead to do to vote their conscience as far as this is concerned. They should vote their conscience in order for us to get to the promised land. I believe he will do his best in this country if he's elected.
Well, for want of time, Dr. Ike, we look forward to having more of this conversation as the politics of 2023 pulls onto the home stretch. Immeasurable thanks for giving us your time, Dr. Ike.
You're welcome anytime. Thank you very much.